So I'm not a politician, don't play one on TV, so I can't pretend that I know how the inner workings of politics works. But I do have questions. And well, number one is let me preface by this. I don't know how I can't say how a campaign should spend their money, what they're going to spend their money on. I mean, they're going to, do what they do, right? You just don't know. I mean, you raise money for campaigns, so you have to spend money on advertising. You got to spend money on travel, hotels, period, right? So Kamala Harris spending $1 billion on all this, it's not far fetched. I think the issue is that she spent it in very little. I mean, you raised $1 billion, and she was on the campaign what, a couple of months, and you raised $1 billion, which is amazing. I mean, you have all these people, you have these billionaires. Now it's funny because the Democrats are quick to say that the Republicans are bought off by these billionaires and stuff, but then you have guys like wasn't it Chris Cuomo, whose video we're about to watch here. He was at the DNC and he said, "Look, if you look in these stands, all these people up here in the stands paid tens of thousands of dollars to be here, and these are all billionaires up there." But yet the candidates are sitting up here, and these speakers are sitting up here talking against the very people who are sitting right here at the DNC, listening to them, giving money. So, I mean, it's big money behind politics. I mean, shoot, you kind of want to know about it, and the only way you can really know about things is really get into it. Like I told you about the little thing with the HOA. Like I joined the HOA in my neighborhood just so I can see what was going on, not to sit there because I approved of it or liked it. It was like I want to see why in the heck we paying money for this, that, and the third, and what's the benefit, stuff like that. So, but when you get into stuff like politics, shoot, man, it seems like it's a deep, deep rabbit hole. But anyway, let's get it. Let's get into this interview here with Chris Cuomo, and let's see if it's a young lady here who's going to talk about it. She's giving money or help raise millions of dollars for the Harris campaign, and she's disappointed too.
And although Oprah says she wasn't paid a cent by Harris, the campaign did pay her company $1 million to produce Oprah's star-studded town hall.
Now, Oprah, I mean, come on, Oprah answered the question truthfully, technically, because she didn't get paid $1 million, right? Because the person asked us, did the Harris campaign pay you $1 million? You get paid $1 million. She said, no, that is absolutely false. I didn't get $1 million. Well, no, you didn't. It's kind of like Bill Clinton said, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, Monica Lewinsky. Technically, it depends on what your definition of sexual relations is. I mean, it is like talking about a relationship. Is it a back and forth? Is it a give and take? Or is he just the only one? Or he just pitching and she just catching? I mean, they're just, like I say, if it's a one way, what I'm saying, if it's a one way transaction, then you might not call it a relation. You see what I'm saying? Just how you play words, how you say it. So no, Oprah didn't get $1 million check just to interview her. It was paid to her company. So you got to be careful. So whoever asked that question didn't actually ask the right question.
Well, isn't that paying? And the Harris team reportedly spent six figures to build that set I told you about on that Call Her Daddy podcast, which I got her hundreds of thousands of views, but I mean, I don't know that it was cost effective. And then you got Eminem, then you got Beyonce. So let's talk to somebody who lived it, okay? And is speaking out now with her own.
And that hasn't came out yet exactly how much he paid these entertainers. I think they said it's going to come out here soon. So we'll see. Because people are saying Beyonce got paid like $10 million. So, but that's only speculation right now, just to get up there and talk. But we'll see.
Her own concerns. Lindy Lee joining us now. Lindy, thank you very much for taking the opportunity.
I'm a huge fan of yours. I've watched you for like a decade. So thank you so much for having me.
Well, it is good to be here. And let's start just with you for a second with this question. What are you doing talking about what happened in the campaign and absolutely putting a target on your head, let alone your back? Why would you do this?
If we don't confront reality, if we don't address these very serious issues, we're going to keep losing. And I really like what you've said, earlier in the segment. If we don't recognize that America is shifting rightward, we are going to keep losing. If we don't have a financial accountability and some sort of very serious accounting of how exactly we spent $1 billion in 2 to 3.
But that could be why the economy was not. Well, let me say this. This shows why the economy was not top on her priority, on her list of campaign issues. Because how you going to talk about the economy? How you going to fix gas prices? I mean, hell, you talked about price gouging in grocery stores. My gosh, come on now. But you're not really you're not focused on the economy when that was like one of two of the primary issues that citizens had in this country: economy and the border crisis. That's how we want to talk about. Everybody, us who live average everyday Americans who pay taxes, go to work every day, productive members of society. We want to know about the migrant crisis, how that's going to affect us financially and health, and security wise, and the economy. That is it. But you spent $1 billion in 2 months. So that shows me you don't know too much about the economy. So you would not be the best person to talk about the economy. That's for sure.
3 months. How are donors and even everyday Americans who gave their $10 and $25 ever going to trust the Democratic Party again? We need a serious postmortem to show that we're learning the lessons, that we are exposing everything that went wrong, and that we are going to do better in the future. We can't just throw everything under the rug and assume that daddy's going to fill the piggy bank again.
What do you think of these allegations of what Oprah? I mean, either.
Yep. There go Beyonce now. I think it was 2 times in this campaign that Beyonce was supposed to have showed up and people believed she was going to perform. I think it was the event that Megan Thee Stallion performed, and then in Houston when she actually did show up and she didn't perform. And a lot of people was upset. Most people was coming for a concert.
They paid the production company or they didn't. I've never heard of people getting paid for endorsements. Paid to perform, maybe, but usually they give it. But do you believe it?
Now, Megan Thee Stallion, you see her here. Somebody I saw it on Instagram, but I'm sure it probably was on a TikTok or X account, that they made a good point that Megan Thee Stallion got a degree from Texas Southern, in economics or finance, like a bachelor's degree. And so why would you not have her talk about that? She can do her little concert or whatever and all that kind of stuff, but why not have her, speak on the economy and finance and stuff when she has a degree in that? You could have hit young black folks with a double whammy. You see what I'm saying? It's like, who was the advisor running this campaign? Because that young lady right there could have helped you get more and more voters, younger voters. But you allowed Cardi B to talk? Cardi B. And you saw the buffoonery that it was when she got up there. You allowed Cardi B to get up there and make a fool out of herself and everybody else in the Democratic Party. But you didn't let a quote unquote, well, I ain't gonna say quote unquote, hell, you didn't let a college educated foundation of Black American woman get up there and speak. Man, this campaign was doomed from the start.
It's not a matter of believing, it's literally in the report. And she can deny it however much she wants to, but it says Harper Productions on the FEC report. I really don't know how you get around that. It's her company, and she may not have gotten paid personally as a person, but it paid her company. So I think this is a matter of semantics. She got paid. And it's just, if my donors had known beforehand that the money would be dispersed this way, I do not think they would have given. It's a sacred trust. These people, a lot of my donors have worked hard all their lives. And again, these are everyday Americans around the country. I didn't just deal with big donors. I also fundraised from grassroots donors who gave 20.
And this goes to the point also that people saying that her campaign was like fraudulent. She was a fraud. She's a fake phony. And then you have all these celebrities that you paid to come out. You pay Al Sharpton $500,000, and then he does an interview with you. You pay Oprah's company $1 million, what have you, and then she does an interview with you. It just shows the fraudulent. I mean, the fraudulent, is that a word? Fraudulency? Whatever. The fraudulence of her whole campaign. So again, like I said, I'm not surprised she didn't win.
$5, as I mentioned. I did something called Geeks and Nerds for Hairs. People are giving like $10 to $15. These are people, some people are living paycheck to paycheck. So it's a sacred trust for them to give money to a campaign. It is our utmost responsibility to use that money in a responsible manner and to not treat it as OPM, which is other people's money. If we can't handle campaign money the right way, how can taxpayers, how can Americans possibly trust us that we would handle taxpayer money the right way?
Exactly. Let's see this little poster he got here. Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Bad Bunny, Julia Roberts, George Clooney. I remember George Clooney talked bad about Joe Biden back in the day. Robert De Niro, he just hates Donald Trump for whatever reason. I don't know who the Charlie XCX is. Bruce Springsteen, Eminem. Okay, I know the majority of these people. But yeah, can you imagine? Yeah, could have used that money for something better. Like I say, you in campaigns. I mean, you get funding, people donate to you. You spend it how you spend it the best way you can. Spend it how you feel the best. You want to give. So you want to use the money to bring in celebrities because you think celebrities are going to help getting votes. I don't know why you would do that. And then why would you focus on like Robert? I guess we're here because the older people they're gonna vote who they're gonna vote for. So people like Robert De Niro, George Clooney, that was a waste because those people are already going to Oprah Winfrey. I guess that's just a black vote. Ricky Martin, hell, he's old too. But I mean, like the younger people, Jennifer Lopez, she's irrelevant. But yeah, Bruce Springsteen, that cat old as dirt. Them people are already going to vote for who they're going to vote for. Julia Roberts too. So that really was a waste of money right there. That's tens of millions of dollars right there. If they paid them money, that's tens of millions of dollars of waste of money.
Did you think you were going to lose?
This is a very hard question. Very hard. So we were told 100% that we were going to win.
Right. Who's that? There goes some more people. Let's see. Ben Stiller, irrelevant. Jennifer Aniston, John Bon Jovi, irrelevant. Harrison Ford, and I'm speaking on irrelevance, not as in their what they do, like as entertainers, like movies, music, sports. I'm not saying that. I mean, as in from the voting aspect, I would say I'm like middle America. Like I guess technically almost middle age because I'm like in my late 40s. So the person lives to be 80 something, and so I'm like right in the middle. So I see up and I see down, and I know that majority of the older people, they're pretty much stuck with who they're gonna vote for. They're either gonna vote for them or they not. Now, if you got people that you might got a few that you can sway back and forth, but for the price, it's not worth it. There's got to be like Trump went and got Elon Musk, right? And people are mad because they say, why would you get Elon Musk? Well, the same reason you would get Elon Musk is the same reason why Donald Trump got voted president twice. Because Donald Trump understands the economy. Donald Trump understands the business. He's not a politician. He knows how the system works. So maybe he can help us work the system. The man came out and put Hillary Clinton on Front Street in his first campaign. And when she said something about he don't pay taxes and doing something working his system, and he said, yeah, I use it. And you know what? I use it because, and you know what I'm saying? I use it. And if you don't like it, change it. But you ain't going to change it. You know why? Because you and your friends benefit from it too. I mean, when a dude comes out there and puts that out there, the common man going to sit there and take notice. He's like, well, what else is out there? And tell me, how can I use the tax system? Which I will say again. Hold on. Man, I promote this book so much. I need to find a link. So I need to find like an affiliated link for this book. But anyway, The Whiteness of Wealth. Get this book. It's all about the tax system and how it was created and how it evolved over the years. Dorothy A. Brown, young sister, wrote this book. She's a tax attorney. You need to get that book. That's one of the books you need to get. I got another one too, The Black Tax. I ain't read that one yet, but I'm in the middle of reading another book. I'm gonna read that one probably next book I read. But anyway, yeah, you gotta know the tax system. But anyway, yeah, this is like I said, waste of funding, man.
Up until I think 9 to 10 p.m. on election night, which is stunning. I had a DNC official telling me on the night of that we were going to win Ruby Red, Iowa. And I was just I just was wondering if he thought I was stupid. He said it in earnest. And I also found out that the guy's being pushed out, the same guy who said that to me. Actually, I think the entire DNC leadership is going to change in the next couple of months. There's going to be hell to pay. This is not a 2016 loss. This is a shellacking. This is not a speaker race. This is a resounding defeat. It pains me to say that. As you said, I put a target on my back. Actually, you'd be surprised that I have dozens of donors blowing up my phone telling me to stay the course. They may not have the guts.
Yeah, this was a shellacking. Now, you might say, hey, she won 20 states. He won 30. So, it wasn't like a total wash. Let me tell you something. I saw a picture yesterday that said Dallas, Fort Worth, or maybe just Dallas, but the Dallas area has more residents than like at least around about give or take 10 states, probably more than that, in this country. And when you saw the map of all the states that she had, when they showed this map of the United States and they showed the red and the blue, and like the little blue was like over to the east, and all those states were so dang small, you had to put a line out there and put the initial of the state because they're just little bitty states, that's so that you can drive through, probably can drive through every last one of them in like 5 hours. But Texas, to get from the top of Texas to the bottom of Texas, it's going to take you at least 10 hours, at least half a day. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, it was a shellacking.
To say it or the platform, but they want me to keep going because it's their money too. And we let the American people down.
And Lindy, I know that you're worried about staffers and people who need the money, unlike the celebrities who haven't been paid yet. So here's what I can do. Whatever happens next, you have a platform here to discuss it. Okay. Whatever comes out about you or you believe that isn't true or whatever it is, you've got a platform here to discuss it. You just give me a call and you got it. Okay.
Oh my gosh, that's so kind. That's so kind. Thank you for saying that.
And you see that picture? You see that banner right there that says vendors fear Harris Camp won't pay them. They say Harris Camp is like $20 million in debt, and then Kamala Harris got this doing this campaign where she's trying to raise money because some of the fight doesn't stop. The fight's still going because you got states with Senate and House races that are so close that they can raise enough money they can do recounts. Man, it's all a finesse, y'all.
I'm also not worried about me because I'm someone who's never even like smoked marijuana. I don't even drink alcohol. So I live my life in such a rigid manner. I'm a workhorse, so I'm not afraid of what people could possibly say. It wouldn't be true. So come at me, everything that I've said every single hour, it seems like what I've been saying has been substantiated. Just in the past couple of hours, we saw that the Harris campaign gave Al Sharpton his company $500,000. And a few moments later, he was endorsing her resoundingly. And
hey, y'all. So there's a tidbit of information that you should pay attention to if you want to understand like taxes and money and legalized money laundering and stuff. When you see the big push for people say, get your LLC and start your business, get your LLC, put stuff in your trust in your company's name and this, that, and the third. Used to be that's how you could bypass certain things when it comes to taxes and how you can keep your name out of the spotlight for like they say, like when you look at say Bill Gates and what's the dude, Warren Buffett, when these guys got all this money and then they said, well, I'm gonna donate 90% of my wealth to charities. And you're like, oh man, this is great. Charities to get the underserved communities, computers and programs to help bring them up, or feed world hunger and all this kind of stuff. And you're like, oh man, that is great. They're gonna donate all that money to, get all that money just to donate. But hey, that's what you want them to do, right? And then you kind of find out that they donating to the Bill Gates Fund Foundation. The Bill was a Bill and Martha or Mary, whatever his ex-wife was, foundations. Or they giving it to the Jeff Bezos foundations, the Warren Buffett foundations, and they're giving it to each other. Those are like the top places they donate. So actually, the money's going back to their own charitable foundations for tax write-offs and all that good stuff there. But it's like it's a big finesse. And then you look and you see like none of these communities, you don't see no community that in the hood, like let's just say Chicago. How easy would it be for like Oprah or Bill Gates or Warren Buffett to say, hey, this is where we're gonna start. We're gonna start on the south side of Chicago. We're going to uh beef up police, beef up security. We're going to build schools, build, let's say, schools to where we can have programs of where these kids who have, who kids of single mothers or single parents, single grandparents, or whatever, raising these kids, and they have to work 2, 3 jobs to pay bills and make ends meet. What we're going to do is we're going to create schools where these kids can actually go and attend and be there and be like on campus, right? Uh, so when the parents are at work, grandparents at work, or at work at all hours of the night, working overnight while these kids are like roaming the streets or supposed to be asleep, they can be here at this place. And what we'll do is we'll keep them there, give them food, clothing, shelter. It'll be like a college experience, but for kids. They could do things like that. Come pick your kids up when you want to, bring them back, whatever the case may be. But how easy would it be? Because it wouldn't cost, I mean, what, $1 billion to do that? It wouldn't cost maybe like tens of millions of dollars, maybe. But you got these people, like I said, they got so much money, they could do it. I'm just saying, I'm not pocket watching, I'm not counting nobody else's money. I'm just saying, hey, if you're gonna donate to make communities better, you can do it one community at a time and start with the kids. Start with the babies. You know, yeah, that's where you got to start, because that's when the brain is growing and developing and stuff like that.
And this is not good optics. It's journalistic malpractice. Perception is reality in this industry. And
I can't disagree with anything you're saying, except the no drinking and marijuana thing. But hey, you make your own choices. You're always welcome here to discuss what happened.
So yeah, so that's it in a nutshell. I can't, like I say, can't tell nobody how to spend your money. People donate to you. You do what you want to. I mean, Fonda Willis, remember, she said the same thing. She went and asked for money from, I think, the state or the federal government to get money for one program. Then once she got that money, she turned around and used it for something else. And then the taxpayers were like, hey, you said you're supposed to use this money for this. So why are you not using it? She said, I can use money for whatever I want to. So, I mean, and I'm sure she'll be gone here pretty soon. Once she's still trying to go move forward to prosecuting Donald Trump. Yeah, I think he's going to have his people make sure that she's up out of there real soon. But anyway, tell me what you think about the story. Leave your comments below. Share it with the world. You know how we do around here. Let's have intelligent dialogue. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those 4 things cost you nothing but maybe a couple of minutes out your day, but it means the world to us here. If you would like to, help us out financially, you can give super thanks, super chats, super stickers, or go to the description box below. There are links on there you can click on, and you can help us there. Don't forget to go to marlonmorale.com. That's marlonmorale.com, where you get 10% off your first purchase of all our luxury items. I promise you will not be disappointed. And you can go to the shop button below, where we're having a sale on our miniature beard kit. What is this? No Shave November. So yeah, get a miniature beard kits with sandalwood oil, and sandalwood is clinically proven to help stimulate hair follicle growth. So if you're just trying to start growing your beard, fill in some patches, or get that beard to look thicker, why not use the best product on the market, right? But anyway, tell me what you think about this story. And with that being said, I'll leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.